Hello and welcome everyone. We're gonna have a little tournament here, or actually pretty much show match, and it seems like we're about to get started here. And it will be on Nomad, which is a pretty unusual map, but that's why it's hosted. I mean, it's usually quite overlooked, not played much. And it's gonna be a 4v4 between some players here. I don't know all the players, some we have already seen in my own event, the Voobly FFA party. We've seen some of them there, but some more unknown players. I don't think I've seen all of them before, but I guess we'll see what we can be expecting here, and we should be starting like any moment now. Alright, so it seems like the teams are pretty much decided. Yeah, it seems so. Alright.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we are definitely quite a bit later, but alright. Yeah, now we're starting, so that's good. Okay, so let's have a look. So basically, for those who don't know, let me give you like a brief description of this map. So basically on Nomad, you don't start with a town center, so you basically have like a ceasefire at the start, and you have the resources to build like a town center, which the players will right now be doing. They start with a citizen, they build their town center, and then they play pretty much like normal. You sometimes see this map in like FFA or such. Actually, apparently they start with multiple citizens. But anyway, you do see this sometimes in like FFA, because interesting thing is that in FFA, like it doesn't really matter where you build up, because you're gonna be alone anyways. But in TG, it's a bit different, because you want to be spawning a bit close to each other, right? You want to have the TCs close to each other, but it may not always be possible in like this kind of setting, because like one team member may spawn like on the south and one on the north, and then it's gonna be all kinds of complex. So let's see how they actually did so far. So here's the teal, which is Massey. It's just close to orange, and Assem is also reasonably close. You see like the green grass, he's a bit further. I mean, it's okay-ish, it's not like in between the enemies or such. It's okay-ish, but he's pretty far. Whereas if you see like the top team, they're all pretty close to each other, which I think will turn out to be quite convenient for them later. That being said, if you have a look at the TCs for now, you see they have not really a lot of expansion options. They have this one here, they have this one, which will be heavily contested, I think. But otherwise, they don't really have anything close. Whereas the bottom team, they have quite a bit of expansion options here. Sure, they're forward, but they are pretty close. So I think they will find themselves have it a bit easier and a bit later. So without further ado, let's just have a look at which players we actually have here and what gods they're playing. So we're having Grass and Groom here, aka Grass the Kid, and he is playing as Ra for the first team here, and he's going for he's gonna play the Ra, and it doesn't seem that he has husbandry upgraded. Of course, no hunting dogs. I mean, he didn't scout any hunts, so it makes sense. He does seem to be going for the fishies here, which is a good move. It seems like he discovered, because not all people know, that Nomad actually has fish. So well done by him. So let's have a look at the next player, which is going to be Assem. And here he's called Easy, but he's also known as Assem. And he's going to be playing as Loki. I believe that's actually his main god, if I'm not mistaken. Could be, not too sure. But he's going to be playing as the Loki. And it seems like he did find out about the fish, but he has not built a dock yet, which he will probably soon be doing. And I think he didn't go for hunting dogs. Could be going for it though. He has a reasonable amount of hunt here, and probably here some more too. Well, those are monkeys, so not too great, but could be useful to go for hunting dogs. But since he is the fish, maybe he would rather invest in that, which also makes perfect sense. So let's see how he's gonna be playing. I think it actually makes a lot of sense, you know, to invest that into the docks instead and the fishing chips. Alright, so we have Gargaro Ciclo here, which is going to be playing as the Kronos. He did also go for the fish, it turns out. He didn't get as lucky of a spawn because the fish is quite far. And to be honest, he couldn't really have been making it a lot better, that dock, because the fish spawn is kind of awkward, you know. Well, I guess he could have been building it here, which he is right now doing. But still, you know, it's a little better, but it keeps being a sucky spawn, like not really his fault. So it turns out Assam actually did get a dock, but also he got quite unlucky on the spawn here. I think he may want to do it somewhere else as well, maybe. But at least he has some fish now. So the last player for the first team is going to be Masi, who is going to be playing as the Oranos. Let's see what upgrades he has. He has no upgrades, so he didn't go for hunting dogs, despite there being a nice patch here. But of course, as I said, it could also make sense to invest that wood that you would otherwise spend on the hunting dogs, you know. You can invest that into 2 fishing ships, which is actually pretty good, you know. So it makes actually perfect sense, you know, to go for a water build order here, in which you don't get hunting dogs. I mean, if there is sufficient amount of hunt in the middle, which I don't think there is, you know. But if there were, I guess you could just get it a bit later. Alright, so for this team, we're gonna have Hoshimiya, and he's gonna be playing as the Gaia. He's already getting some upgrades here. He's also advancing, so that does make sense, and he's gonna be playing as the Gaia. Did he actually get upgrades before this? He did go for hunting dogs, but also the fish. Interesting choice. He did 2 dogs, which makes sense. You know, he's gonna be quite quite lucky with this, you know, because he's gonna have. Well, he did have to make 2 docks, of course, but, you know, this is going to be pretty efficient, you know, them gathering fast. So we see Prometheus coming in, Oceanus, Prometheus. Alright, this is actually very good dock spawn, by the way. Pretty nice amount of fish there. So we're going to have Automaton here, which is the host. And he is also going to be playing as the Gaia. He did get also some nice upgrades already, including husbandry, which is interesting. Oh, he does actually have a nice amount of goats, alright. Also a nice fish here. Alright, and ooh, Mr. Moore as the Oranos is really going at it, already at 3 TCs. That's gonna be a powerful boom from him coming out. Did he actually advance yet? I don't think so, if he went 3 TCs, no. He will probably be advancing somewhere like 7:30 if he goes for 3 TCs. I mean, it would be standard time. Nice amount of hunt here. And actually, he did already think ahead, you know, because it would be quite hard to grab TCs for the top team. And he was thinking ahead, you know, if I do it right now. Yeah, as I said, a bit above 7 minutes. He will get the advance, so that looks good. But he's going to be quite nicely prepared because he already has them. And the last player is going to be Rob El Tirano, who is going to be also playing as the Oranos. Did he get some upgrades? He did get hunting dogs and hand axe. He's going for the military barracks now. And he did get a couple of fish, though not too many. And as you see, the spawn of this map is always a bit weird because you only have water on one side. You don't get it down here. Alright. So what else is going on right now? I do see the widget here, but not too much going on yet. And it seems like Automaton and Hoshimiya actually did go for a second TC as well. So a nice boom from them coming out as well. And another TC coming up from Gargar Ciclo. So basically a lot of people are going to be booming here. Also a second TC coming out here. So a lot of second TCs. And the people that are not doing that now, they should be considering, you know, to do that as fast as possible. Because they're going to be behind if they don't. So I think everybody may want to consider booming. Okay, so this is also quite nice from Maki. You know, he does have a lot of fishing ships. And a bit of a water fight going on here. Not too much yet though. Just a bit, 2 ships. Is there anything more coming out from anyone? Well, actually Masi does have a very nice amount of ships. This could do some serious damage here. And because it's a team game, you know, his allies can actually shield him off a bit from his opponents. So let's see how that's going to be going for him. In the meantime, here's just a couple of scouts being killed. Probably with the, what's it called? With the Valor God power, a bit of harassment. But with this amount of players, or I mean, with this amount of villagers, you know, not really a chance until you get some military. Slinger's coming out, interesting choice. He's playing as the Ra, not Set, so interesting to see what plan he's gonna be coming up with. Okay, so we see a bit of raiding here from Hoshimiya. Not too successful yet, but this could be a good spot. I mean, this villager could at least be distracted. Right now, finding the gold. Anything else going on right now? Not too much. It seems like a bit of a double is going to be building up here. But with the tower, I think maybe Grass may be quite nicely prepared for this. With nice army already as well from him. Sam also took a second TC, which is a good choice. I mean, since everybody is doing it. Bit of a harassment coming out up top here. Against Automaton, but he was quite nicely prepared with the Murmillo. Does he have Bite of the Shark yet? Not sure if he actually went Oceanus. Did he go Oceanus? He did, so he could get Bite of the Shark if he wants. Probably a good upgrade. The Chiro Ballista will be nice as well. Okay, so a bit of a fight going on right here. So these towers will help out quite a bit, you know? But he is gonna have to pull back. And the heroic from Moore already being in. So that's gonna be a bit complicated with the birds now being out. Sure, he's Egypt, he could make priests, but I think he would rather, you know, be an heroic himself as soon as possible. Palace coming out, so it seems like this gold mine position is gonna be lost sometime soon. And a bit of raiding going on right here at the moment. Losing one villager in the process. This army is not enough to defend that. Okay, manor destroyed there as well. This one is gonna live, so one villager down. Nothing else just yet. Okay, so a bit of a raiding party going on here. And the destroyers are coming out, and that's actually quite nice. Simply because, you know, he's probably not having masons yet, and since he's Egypt, he's probably not too eager to upgrade it. Because, you know, they don't really get a lot of wood early, the Ras, so, you know, he's probably not gonna have to spare material for masons. This is basically gonna be a big push forward, which will be hard to deal with, but maybe Assem can come into assist him sometime soon. I hope. Well, some units, but that's not gonna be enough against like a all-in double from the other guys, so it will be quite hard for Grass to defend, but who knows? He does have a nice amount of army, but these destroyers will definitely be a problem for this stage of the game. On the other side, there doesn't seem to be happening much, a bit of raiding, but not much. Is anybody getting farms as well to have some benefit of the rain? Only Grass so far. Actually, it seems like Moore is taking advantage of it with the plow. With even irrigation. Oh, very nice. He's gonna get some nice food from that. Also this guy. Also. Oh, with even flood control. Very nice. Automaton as well. Irrigation with one farm. Okay. Well, better something than nothing. Well, a lot of people are actually taking advantage of that, which is nice. And it seems even with the triple now, that Grass is in a really big problem here. No Bite of the Shark yet, but with just the numbers, you know, this should definitely be enough. And Grass has to flee here with all the villagers. He's even gonna have to fight to the death, but this is gonna be a lot of villagers lost from him. And shifting Chiro Ballista into destroyers is not gonna be all that great for him, I could assume. So he's down to 1 TC, and even that is being pulled back right now. So I think that will be a bit complicated for him to come back from this. Will be a bit hard, but maybe his team can help him out. I mean, they have had quite a bit of time to boom, you know. They haven't really been assisting too much to the party yet, so, you know, maybe their stronger eco could make up for it in the long run. Although I mean Moore also seems to have quite nice amount of eco, I think. Boomed also quite nicely. So yeah, Grass is definitely gonna need to have some support. But as you see here, Moore is even at 5 TCs now, so he's gonna be a big powerhouse here. Sure, Assem is at 3 too, and Gargaciclo as well. But, you know, against 6 TC Moore, gonna be a bit complicated, I think. But let's see. Any military upgrades coming up so far? Well, we have the mediums here, but otherwise not too much. And these birds will be quite painful against that Loki as well. Who has, well, at least, you know, the Hall of Fanes and the copper weapons. And Masi comes in to help as well, but since he is running into the destroyers, he's units are not gonna survive for too long. And this is actually a smart decision, you know, this is something you can do in TG. He actually went a bit back, you know, set up a little base in his ally's base so he can mine gold safely. And so he can get some army out, so he can still assist despite being close to death. You know, not really dead, but close to it. On the other side, it seems like Massey's maybe into a bit of a trouble anytime soon. With Hoshimiya also setting up a front TC here, and the position is not really defending since they're all focusing on defending this as best as they can. Well, it doesn't seem to be going too great for them. And these destroyers still are a big pain, no masons yet, which could have been helpful here against the destroyers. And SM is coming in with some hearses on the battle board, but against this army, against all these archers from Moor, I'm not sure if they're going to be all that helpful here, even with the flaming weapons. Although some reinforcements, well, they do at least a lot of damage. And this mountain giant, well, it is going down fast against the bird, but it is sucking a lot of damage as well in the meantime. Alright. So nice upgrades coming in for Moor. He does have the copper shields. I don't see any archers from the enemy, so interesting choice, but it does help against the town center, of course, rather citadel. And something here, well, Massey is switching back a bit to this side, as he should. And it seems like the army is sort of fought off for now. But for how long? Chariots coming in, could be useful. Okay. And he did get a second TC, which will be useful for him. Alright. So nice towers here from Automaton, which is nice. He can defend his attack with that. Although the behemoth will be quite painful if he doesn't do anything about it. So if it is well protected enough, which... I mean, Automaton doesn't really have anything to kill it with, so this could do quite a bit of damage, and no masons yet. This can definitely take down the TC if he focuses on it. So let's see, and I don't think Automaton has anything to defend with against it. No, nothing. Does he have any army elsewhere? He does have it here, but this is not going to be all that useful, I assume. Could it take down the TC? Well, fortified TC, I really doubt it. To be honest, I really doubt if he can take that down. This is something he can do. I mean, he can kill grass gold a bit more. And it seems like grass position is stable for the moment. No destroyers at the moment. These chariots will do a good job at defending. And the behemoth is taking the TC down, as I said. And it seems like we completely missed this fight here. It seems like Massey is gone from the game almost completely. All of a sudden. Well, he does have to fish, you know. He will remain to have some nice eco, but he's gone for the moment. It seems like. Okay, so that means a front attack on the orange guy here, which means that maybe Automaton will have some easy time a bit sooner, you know. Behemoth's still doing quite nice, but more coming in though. But you know, that will probably mean that orange will need to pull back soon if he doesn't want to lose his own base. So maybe that will bring some ease to Automaton. In the meantime, on the other side, it seems like Grassengroom is holding himself quite well right now. And it seems like Assem actually destroyed one TC from Moor, bringing him at 4. So he's going really back and forth here. Okay, so orange vortexing back to defend against this. Seems to be a good reaction. There was a bit of army here, but not that much siege just yet. But there was more coming in, so good idea to vortex back, so he won't be completely wiped. And it seems like the red took over the TC from Massey, so he will be at 0 for the time to come. Although he could take this, which I hope he actually scouted. It seems like Moore is going to be losing another TC against Assem. Assem is really doing a good job at what he can with a little side build here. He's really helping Grass out, and it seems like this side is actually coming back into the game, even pushing them back quite significantly. Whereas this side is a bit losing now. So let's see how this is going. It's kind of a clockwise game now, right? Although I do have to say that they're a bit further on this side than they are pushing on this side, of course, because they basically just started pushing back here. Let's have a look at the upgrades meanwhile. So double bronze, 1 copper for SM, that's quite nice. How about more double copper? Okay, so he is a bit behind on his opponent there. 1 copper. And let's see how Grass did. Okay, he is nothing, but of course, you know, he does have medium maximum, but of course he did have the trouble in the early game, so it is kind of logical that he is a bit behind on the upgrades right now. It's quite impressive that he is still in the game with such a nice army, actually. Still contributing quite a lot to the team. So it seems like Automaton actually built up his base again quite nicely, because of course the red helped him out in the front here, and actually the orange is going to be pushed back as well now. What is Massey doing? He's making a bit of a side build here. Well, back build in his own base, but he's pretty much out still. Osiris coming up for green. That would be useful. And this is definitely going to be proving to be quite a bit difficult, especially with the raiding here on the gold, which will be pretty much open soon with the pushing from blue and red on orange. I'm not sure how long orange can actually hold this, because it seems like red is very nicely upgraded, even with some what's called iron in there already. Hi Travish, how are you doing? I see your message in the chat now. We have a bit of a delay, so kind of hard to chat here, but hope you're doing all well there. Hope you're enjoying the stream as well. Alright. What's going on here? A bit of hero Conquerors. Did he actually go for Taya? I think he did. Yeah, he did, with the Lands of Stone. So, did Sam have some upgrades for that? No, nothing really. No Masons, no Crenellation. So, they will prove to be quite effective, I think. And with the Vortex back, it seems like this position is stable for now. Oh, that actually wasn't the Vortex back. That was Yellow's Vortex. Okay. So it seems like orange is going to be going out of the game soon as well. Although they are quite nicely pushing back on this side. But I highly doubt that it's going to be enough. Since SM is going to have to be switching to this side soon enough, I think. With right now losing the dwarves, it is pretty looking quite grim for the bottom team. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, orange is also going to be falling back quite quickly now, despite doing quite well against Automaton earlier, but 3v1, you know, that's gonna be a bit complicated. Right now the base being cleared from Massey completely, but this is nice, you know, because he has to fish. At least he will have some eco to sustain himself. Hecate coming in from blue. Okay, also quite alright upgrades for him. And the push is going to be faster and faster, putting SM... Well, he did lose quite a bit of TCs now, but... because he's claiming ground here, I mean, this TC is coming up, so he's going to be still in quite strong position. But more is taking some more TCs up here. But with the Son of Osiris and the Siege Towers, this one is not coming up anytime soon. Not for now, at least. So Massey is going to resign. He is pretty much out of the game. It seems like he is not going to be able to do anything so far. Okay, so thanks for playing. Well played. And let's see what the other players are going to be doing. Like, they do have a strong position here with all the fire giants, but you know, the other side is pretty much dead. So let's see. Well, orange is going to be resigning, so it's basically going to be turning into a 2v4, which, I mean, it kind of already was, because the two players were dead and they weren't really doing too much anymore, but, you know. Let's see what they can be doing. They seem to be confident that they can be going on. So let's have a look. Against the medium Contera, against these Hersers, I mean, these Hersers will do quite well against them. Although they do have the Arcus here. And well, these Lampades are really going to help out against the Fire Giants. Especially if you have these many of them. That will definitely help out. Some Myth spawns here. And Titan gonna be coming up from red. In the meantime, what is he doing? He's just chilling a bit here, but probably moving in soon on SM's back TC. which is gonna make the game a bit more complicated. And in the meantime, it seems like Grass. Okay, so SM also resigned. Everybody's gonna be resigning, so it seems like it's gonna be a GG. So congrats to Harshimiya, Mr. Moore, Automaton, and Rob El Tirano. Well played, and thanks for playing. Also thanks to the others for playing. So a nice game. Actually, it started turning around quite nicely in the end, you know, in mid-game. So, alright, so that was a nice game. So let's have a look at the past game. Let's say GG as well. And let's have a look. So we're gonna have Harshimiya here with the high score. He did boom quite nicely in the early game. He did have quite nice upgrades, so that makes sense. Alright, so we're gonna see Automaton with quite nice food. I actually expected Massey to be the one with the high food because of all the fishing ships, but he actually turned out to be the lowest, which is interesting, you know, but alright. He did tribute a lot of resources, though, probably after he died, I can imagine. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Grass actually broke even in score here. That's something interesting to point out. And good ratio here for Harshimiya. Very well done. And despite all the double, you know, or triple even, Grass did fairly well, you know, in the ratio there. Otherwise, nothing too special. You see that Rob, actually, despite being on the winning team, he didn't have all that good of a ratio, which is a bit odd, but, you know. He was making his mark for the team, so that's good. So nice upgrades here, also there, you know. Not so much from Massey and Grass, which from Grass is very understandable. Alright. So you can see for Grass, you know, like the resources have been quite complicated along the line, but he was holding himself fine in there. And very nice resources here for the orange. I do actually wonder why wasn't he advancing to Mythic if he had this many resources. That's something interesting. Let's have a look. Was he maybe lacking some part? Because he was quite floating quite a bit all the time, no? Maybe he was lacking the gold, was that it? No, not really. Interesting. So he basically had the resources, but he just didn't click it. That's a bit of a shame, but, you know, that happens, which is okay. Alright, so that's basically gonna be it for, like, the game part for today. Like, this was the show match, hosted by Automaton, so thanks for organizing it, thanks for hosting. And all the winners, they're gonna have 1 month of free Voobly Premium, basically. So what else can be said? You know, currently we're looking for some new member pluses. Until, I believe, Sunday, you can still apply. You know, like anyone can apply. We're just looking for some new help on Voobly. So you can still be applying until Sunday the 30th, I think. You can apply on the Member Plus website. I will post some links in the description after the stream. I will put, or in the chat rather. We have some music mods going on. Basically, you can play AOT with some different music, which you can very easily turn on and off. It's not like you have to uninstall and install every time. You basically install it, and you can basically, with a single click, you can turn it on and off. If you are interested, you know, like there is a post on RTSS from me, which is all the ones I've released so far, which could be something interesting for you, you know. One of them is the soundtrack you heard at the beginning of the stream, which is gonna be Puyo Puyo for Windows, a 1995 game, pretty cool game. But the soundtrack from that, for example, is also available for AOT now. We also have games like AOE, we have AOK, AOC, Descent, Doom, we also have, and a bunch of others, you know, like multiple. Also what's gonna be going on is we have the event number 1, which is a scenario event. Basically anybody that plays 10 games, doesn't matter if you win or lose, that plays 10 games from the scenario list that we posted on Member Plus HQ, is gonna be getting 1 month Voobly Premium. So it's very simple to do. You know, just play your games on the right ladder, and you get the premium basically. Also, we have the event number 2 going on, which is my event, Whoopi's FFA party. We're gonna have the grand finals on Sunday, and you can still sign up for that. We're gonna be playing Mythodia Sudden Death, which is a shorter version of Mythodia. So make sure to sign up for that as well. So yeah, that's basically what's going on in the community. So make sure that you apply for Member Plus if you're interested. I will post a link in a bit. We have the music mods, we have the event number 1, which is the scenarios, ongoing scenarios, and we have the Whoopi's FFA party that you can still sign up for. Okay, so that was it. I will post the links in the description in a bit. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show match. Thank you for Automaton for hosting, and thank you for the players for playing. And congrats to the winners. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys some other time. Bye bye.